I've come to the city of Jaisalmer in the middle of the desert of Rajasthan. It's a very beautiful city. You can see the fort here behind me. Looks wonderful, and it's actually, unlike most of the forts in India, it's not a museum, but it's actually inhabited up there. The downside of this town is that it's also full of very annoying Indian people who want to sell you their camel safari, or who want to take you in their tuk-tuk even when you don't want a tuk-tuk ride. Here we have another one. Hello, no thank you, no thank you. It's very nice that you have a tuk-tuk, but I don't want one. But what's really interesting about this area, for me anyways, I was looking on the map and I saw a little town named Sam. Well, Sam is my name, so I kind of feel like I have to go and check it out, see what it's like. But I'm not going to take a camel safari there. I'm going to try to get a scootie, as they call a scooter here in India, and try to get there on my own. But first, let's at least have a little look at this town, because even though it's very touristy, very annoying, it is also very beautiful. The old town next to the fort does really look like any old Indian town. Cows on the street, as you do. Maybe the shops are a bit more geared towards tourists than usually, and the stones, they are unusually yellow. For the rest, I would say this looks very much like what any old town looks like in India. Lots of business going on the streets and everything, except if we look to the left, we can have a wonderful view of the fort in the distance. I have a hotel booked just over there in that direction. I'll stay here one night, and then afterwards I'll get a scooter and try to find the town with my name on it, the little town of Sam. Wow, look at this little place. Looks beautiful with all the vegetables around it. It's a monument in the middle of the square with good old Gandhi in the middle of it. Wonder what they've written on there. A couple of names, perhaps, of people who were important in the independence of India somehow. I really should learn Hindi. Well, I really should learn the language of every country I go to. This city, the hustle and bustle of the old school Indian market, where you can just buy vegetables and get your shoes repaired. It's just a little bit relaxing actually, because there's actually slightly fewer people harassing you on the streets, because they are just trying to sell to the Indian people. They don't want to sell me their bananas and onions so much as the people with the leather shops want to sell me their leather handbags. So even though, I mean, compared to my country, obviously it's very, very, very busy, but to me right now this feels soothing and relaxing. Well, arrived in my room. It's just over 1,000 rupees, which is not very much at all for a hotel room, and it's a wonderful room as well. Double bed, very clean, but most important of all, they provided me with a bathrobe and fresh flowers. They smell delicious, and I feel like I'm in some kind of spa or something. And that for 1,000 rupees, wow. View as well. Well, let's just say it looks very Indian out there. Okay, I took a shower, freshened up a bit. Let's go check out the fort. Okay, one downside. This thing is too low. Just bump my head into it. Bonk. Let's go. Oh shit, I should change into some proper clothes before I go. Well, that's better. So let's head to the fort. Should be over that way, I think. Oh, there it is. It looks really pretty every time you see it through one of those little side streets, and suddenly pops up like that. Let's find a way in. It's a fort after all, not going to be easy maybe. Luckily we are pretty close to the entrance. It does look really, really beautiful. Of course, there's another cow here. There'll be plenty more. Over there, look at the building. Wow. Such different architecture from the West. So very, very Indian. Look at the curved walls over there. I wonder if there's a military purpose to that, or they just thought that looks good, so let's build it like that. Every part of the fort looks really wonderful. Of course, the downside is that you really kind of do need a stick to beat away all the aggressive vendors and tuk-tuk drivers, of course. But what a beautiful piece of architecture this fort is. Found a nice little quiet spot on top of the fort. It's beautiful. I don't think anyone will try to sell me anything here. I can have a little bit of a relax, enjoy the view. Or maybe the guy behind me, maybe he'll try to sell me something. Who knows? View of the city. See, everything is in the yellow sandstone. We've been in the pink city before, which was orange. We've been in the blue city, which was partially blue. This place is known as the Golden Fort. And in this case, they absolutely deliver. If you look at the color, not only of the fort, but also of the city around it. It's truly golden, truly golden. And the landscape in the distance is also really wonderful. Unfortunately, you can also see one of the big downsides of India from up here. And of course, that is the trash. Trash everywhere. Down there. But if we just keep our eyes up, we won't notice. So let's try to do that. Well, I've got my scootie, got my helmet, so it's time to go and see if I can find myself in India. I love the landscape, but there's not really a way I could call this a desert. It's very, very green, which is surprising considering the heat, because yeah, it's still very hot. September, calling it Indian summer for a reason, I guess. The monsoon season, no, it's not quite over. We had quite a bit of rain earlier, but right now it's very, very hot, and this does not look like a desert yet, but I'm sure up ahead we'll find the proper desert. Little rest stop along the way to Sam. It's already getting a little bit drier. Tea in India, masala chai generally goes for just 10 rupees. Let's see if I'm getting cheated or not. I think I'll just have to pay 10 here as well. 10 is like 12 euro cents only, very cheap. 10 rupees? Yeah. Okay. Dhanyavad. It's already starting to get a little bit drier, a bit more arid out here on my way to my destination. And up there in the distance, I think that's an old abandoned village called Kodara. I saw it on the map, and I think this should be it. So let's have a quick stop there and see what an Indian Rajasthani abandoned village looks like. That wasn't actually the village yet. It's just over there with the gate. What a wonderful image with these cows. Looks like the old Rajasthan. Okay, let's go check it out. Let's get a bit closer. I've got to get used to driving on the left side, especially when there's other traffic around. Realized in time, luckily. This is the Kodara abandoned village. Oh, it looks a bit not abandoned, less abandoned than all the other villages I've driven through actually. Well, the last part of the road is incredibly bumpy, but if I keep it just on the middle line, it's actually quite alright. But especially with one hand and holding the camera in the other, it's barely possible to keep it right in the middle. Oh, there we go. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Seems they've restored the central square a little bit, but if you just look over that way or over that way, you can see the rest of the village is intact. It was abandoned in the 19th century. There are various reasons given why. Either it was persecution, earthquakes, floodings. Many reasons are given, no one knows for sure. They've decorated this building with peacocks, which are a symbol of beauty in India. I do think it's a beautiful village. Little 19th century Rajasthani, not quite desert village. Let's have a look at some of the old parts. So much in this part of India is built from solid natural stone, all carved out. It's a lot of work. Built this kind of stuff. Must have looked really nice back in the 19th century, this village. This place might have been restored by archaeologists as well, but it's quiet and overgrown enough for me at least to pretend that I found an ancient Indian temple, lost, cursed in the desert. For a while at least. Do you see a plastic bottle? Now this is the proper way of finding yourself in India, stumbling through the scorching heat of this ancient little Rajasthani village, 19th century, not even that long ago. Remind yourself of how everything will come crumbling down before too long. Just 150 years this place must have been bustling with life, and now nobody remembers any of them. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. Starting to look like a desert already out here. Whew, it's really hot. Let's see if we can get through this one. Hold on to the rocks. Oh, they're not very solid either. I think we made it. Yes. Let's get to the other side. Okay, let's head on and try to find the village of Sam. Should just be a little more ahead. At least this town was not completely quiet, but quiet enough to not constantly have people trying to sell you stuff, except ice cream, and I'm not complaining about that. I'm really close to the village of Sam, and I've only seen just a couple of sand dunes. I mean, we have deserts in the Netherlands that I'm sure are bigger. I'm actually having to turn around to get them. No, thank you. And the people who want to get you to go on their camel safaris, that try to get you to stay in the desert camps out here, they're pretty crazy. They'll jump right in the road, right in front of you, even when you're going 60, 70. I mean, I'm going pretty slow now as I'm filming, obviously, but even when you're going 60, 70, they'll jump right in your way to try to stop you, to try to get you to either go on their camel or to stay in their little desert tent. It's really crazy out here. But yeah, I'm going back a little bit because I do want to show you the dunes, even though it wasn't that much. It really wasn't that much. But let's go have a look. That's what I mean. There he is, right in front of my way. Absolutely mad. But these are the dunes, right here next to me. You can see people going on the camel safari over there. You can do a jeep safari as well, I think. Drive on the dunes a little bit, blow some dust into the air. Well, now I'm going slowly, but I'm definitely not interested. Sorry, mate. They're absolutely crazy, the guys over here. And they do have a lot of camels. It's actually not the season right now because of the hot weather and the monsoon. The real season for this place is in winter, so it'll be even busier in winter out here. Anyway, these are the sand dunes. Pretty cool, but I have to go and check out the village of Sam. So I'm gonna turn around here and head that way. spent the night in this rather fancy looking desert tent. Had some visitors in the night. A couple of frogs were hopping around down here on the floor. I'm really glad that it wasn't snakes. Well, it's morning and it's getting rather hot really fast, so I think it's time to head out and go pay one last visit to the village of Sam. Well, from the same channel that brought you being in a van, inside a van, I now bring you Sam in the town of Sam. We're close to the Pakistan border here, of course, so that's why this is a border control point. Didn't find a proper welcome to the village sign, unfortunately, but this will do. Let's check out the village. Well, there it is, the bustling city center of my village in India. I've managed to do it. I've managed to find myself in India. I don't think it's the most beautiful village. I think it exists mostly to serve as all the hotels and camel safari, jeep safari companies that operate just in the area that I came through, where they were trying to hop in my way, try to sell me on one of their little tours. I think that's the main purpose of this village. It's not very pretty. So hello sir, no, I'm not, I don't need a safari, thank you. Even here they try to sell me, but I'm not interested because I'm about to head back. Yeah, I think that's the main purpose of this village. I don't think it's a very beautiful village, but it does look like, I would say, a typical Indian village. Small businesses, lots of activity going on. This is finding yourself in India. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go and slowly head back towards Jaisalmer, towards the town of Jaisalmer, where I started. And it's Monday, so when I get there, I'll be around 9 in the Netherlands, and that means it's time for me to go get to work. Have a nice day.